All right. Yeah, we are back with our third podcast.
We are back. Yay.
Uh,
Okay.
it's
So we're
it's
starting
been
off
it's
with recapping the previous one, right?
yeah. I think we had a lot to talk about with love language, and then we continued on. I think you introduced the book.
Yeah, I did. It was The Normal Chaos of Love by Ulrich Beck, and I'm guessing it's his wife, Elizabeth Beck Bernstein. It
Uh,
was about individualization and ways of living and loving.
yeah. We thought that it might be a great a topic to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to say about it since we had like a glimpse or like a sneak peek of what the book is about. But
Mhm. Mhm.
it was quite a lot to talk about. So we thought it's a great chance to talk about it even more.
Yeah,
And
generally,
yeah,
okay.
no,
So,
sorry, no, I forgot.
generally, the book was about how us as individuals function now,
Mm-hmm.
because we can observe that love now is different from love before, in a sense that before it was very traditional and there were gender roles and things that both the guy and the girl had the obligation to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill. But in
Yeah.
today's society now, that has pretty much become like not like the main focus anymore. Like people create their own roles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like yeah, so the thing about roles is like not there anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
that means in every relationship when two people meet, they start to create their own dynamic in that relationship. And when you create your own dynamic, you're gonna have to face a lot of issues that you didn't have to face before,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like talking it out to figure out who would be doing what, and kind of those things. So that was
Like,
what we were talking
yeah.
about,
Yeah.
which
I think
which
that's
opens us to what we're gonna talk about today.
yeah. Guess we're talking about relationship aspect and
Yes.
just a lot about it, but I think we've done like the past two. I think we did pretty well with our podcast, and we thought I think it's a great opportunity to bring in our friends into our podcast to have
Mhm.
more perspective and gain more insight about probably their story as well. And I think
Yeah. So
she
yeah.
has introduced. She is bringing in one of her good friends.
Mhm.
Would you like
Uh,
to
yeah.
introduce?
So well, we wanted to talk today more about our own experience
Mm-hmm.
living in today's society and our how we interpreted our own relationships, because we've all been in relationships here. So
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to see how just the dynamic between relationships, like, and talk about exes and all that. So I invited my friend today. His name is Ryan. Ryan, say
Hello.
hi.
Woo! Welcome, welcome.
Woo!
Hi.
So yeah, Ryan is my childhood friend. Great guy.
Go way back.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of experience. So
Well,
perfect opportunity.
I'd like to hear
Hey,
about that.
experience is a good thing.
Yes.
I would say that we both have seen each other through a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I would put it that way. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So I feel like
that'll be interesting to hear
yeah.
about.
Oh,
And
okay. Before we
my first time
yeah,
meeting Roy, so it's
Yeah.
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. So it will be like a third person view and like
hmm
a I don't know what I call myself, second person.
Sure, we'll make it
But
that way.
yeah, okay, Ryan, introduce yourself.
Okay,
Like
so
where do you live? What do you do?
okay.
What are your hobbies?
So my name is Ryan, and I'm 20 years old this year. and I know Wei Chi from we kind of pretty much met from church, and then we grew up together, and our families know each other, so we're pretty like tight knit group together. And then I've studied in Singapore all my life, and I plan to study in Singapore for uni as well. Hobbies include, I guess, like I do music and yeah, just exercising, anything active.
He's
Yeah.
an amazing singer.
We're gonna put your Instagram handle there. People
No,
check it
I
out.
don't need.
Wait, okay, but what are you doing now?
All right. I'm serving my national service, which is compulsory for all Singaporean men. Lucky Roy.
Yes.
And yeah, so I have a couple of months left before I ORD, which is operationally ready day. Yeah, that's what it
Ooh.
means.
Ooh.
And then I'll
Which
be.
is when you're finally free from army.
Yes, I am. But then there's this thing called reservist. So
Oh, right.
yeah, I need to go back for like a 10-year cycle. But it's only 1 week. It's only 1 week. It's only 1 week a year, so it's not that bad. Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Army.
Wow.
Tough life.
No, we're not
But
going
you
to
got
we're
it
not
good
going to have a
though.
conversation about army. No. There's no.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Alright. Let's continue on.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about relationships today. So
Oh.
let's just start with, are we single or are we taken as of this moment? Ryan, you start.
Single. Yep, and happy.
Yes.
Nice. Yes, living it. Roy?
Single and very happy as well.
Nice.
And Chi?
Taken and also very happy. So
Oh,
we're all
yeah.
happy people here.
Very
Oh,
good. Very good.
Okay, so next question, a little more personal.
Mm.
How many exes?
Oh.
Okay, so am I starting again?
Yeah, we'll go in that order.
So I only had one. I had one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've had one serious one. Everything else was like, I would say, transient and I guess superficial. But yeah, one meaningful one.
Okay. Well, for me, some people would say I have, well, technically I have two relationships, but like I view it very differently. Like I think different people have like different perspective of what a relationship is like. But I would say technically I do have two, but they were kind of
Okay.
well, one is kind of proper and one was kind of a bit complicated, but
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
we can talk about that later.
We will get to
That's this whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you,
Okay.
Chi?
For me, I have one ex and my current one.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Very good status update on all of us.
Yep. Okay, let's see. How do we transition this?
Well, maybe we can, talk about the experiences we had before having the proper relationship that we had, I guess. Or like the relationship that we might have before having this proper relationship with our
Like, how
exes.
did we meet the person?
Like kind of like the experiences that we have that might not be like proper relationship until we met like that person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so like friend to loved one.
No, I think he means like flings and everything that didn't
Yeah.
what led up
Well,
to something that found like we found meaning in life.
yeah.
Okay, I'm still kind of confused. So why not you
No,
start?
because Wei Chi is super innocent, so she doesn't like flings.
Okay.
So basically, it's like kind of like you meet some girls and stuff, and then before you meet like one of your exes, I guess. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Maybe Roy can start, and then I'll continue, and then Wei Chi will bounce off.
Okay, I think saying in story or in experience might help a bit more. So like like since young, I've been like the guy who's like always talking to girls. like
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
like how to say, like I feel like I talk better with girls, like connecting an emotional level much more better than guys. So like
I get that.
people might get the perception that, well, what a player, you talk to so many girls and stuff. But that's not really the case. It's just that I do enjoy, talking with girls because we like I relate with them. Oh, not relate, like connect with them much more.
Relate.
Not relate. Definitely, I don't think I can relate. No,
Yes,
no,
no,
no.
I get it, I get it.
But yeah, so and then like I since I'm a kind of like emotional person, I kind of liked quite a bit of people because I thought like she and I talk very well. We connect. So like, oh, I like you because we talk very well together.
mm-hmm.
But that was kind
Mm,
of like pretty naive thought of me. I didn't think it through. I just thought, well, we talk well, might as well get together. And so like that was kind of like throughout my primary and secondary school because I wasn't really I don't really know the idea of love, commitment, relationship. So I
Mm-hmm.
just
yeah, but I feel like
yeah.
that's every boy in around secondary school, which is like around 14 to 16 ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I've heard about like I'm the opposite of you. I have a lot of guy friends because I can't take um girl group problems. I get very stressed
Mm-hmm.
out.
I
So
can yes.
I like to think less
Definitely
and be judged less.
understandable that. Yes.
But yeah, so sidetrack. So yeah, a lot of my guy friends now, some of them have like girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me that they're kind of like back then they just liked the girl just because I don't know, they thought they were nice or
Yeah.
they
Yep.
liked how they look.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really it wasn't too deep.
Yes.
Their thinking wasn't too deep,
Yep. That
which is
was
what I get like what you
yeah.
explained just now.
Yeah. So that was like pretty much most of my primary and secondary school year until like maybe like the final year of secondary school that I like read more things, hearing more stories and experiences that I kind of understood more, and like studying abroad as well kind of helped me with that. And so from there I slowly like oh no, and like having exes, it kind of teaches you with like what not to do next, what
Sure.
like
Yeah.
what to improve
Very
as
true.
a
Yes.
person, and so like I think through those experiences it kind of like make me more cautious with like who I want to end up with and
Mm-hmm.
putting my
Yeah.
time and effort commitment with that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that for me.
Mhm. Mhm. So this is you up till now.
Yeah, I would say like this day comparing to like maybe like few years ago, I'm like a completely different person in terms of how I think about all these relationship things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of see where that's coming
yeah.
from. Brian, do you
Um.
relate, or is yours
Yeah. I
different?
mean, I don't want to like repeat exactly what you said, but I think we're kind of like on the same life stage now, whereas like we are single, and I mean we have had experiences with exes.
Mm-hmm.
Only had one experience, but I feel like it's enough for me to learn a lot because it was a very toxic relationship.
Oh.
So and um, I guess I learned a lot of lessons about uh, not just about who to choose, but also um, like in what way does it love myself? Like how do I love myself
Mm-hmm.
through the relationship as well?
Yeah.
And we probably can get to that, like the whole self-love thing and um, a partnership and everything like later. But yeah, pretty much a lot of like I had a lot of flings with like girls and um, it was usually a
Hmm.
lot of like puppy love and
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, and but it never felt uh, concrete until I would say like 16, 17, and then I felt like felt differently about people, and I wanted to know them on a deeper
Mhm.
level, and yeah, so definitely I think, and also because I feel like as guys we don't really, we think that it's not normal to, read books about dating or like
Oh.
watch films when we're really young. It's usually like a girl thing to do. Like that's usually the stigma.
So
And
like masculinity kind of
yeah,
thing.
sort of. I guess we like fall under that category, even though we like, we want to like, eliminate these
Okay,
masculine
okay, okay.
stereotypes. It was
Mhm.
the life I did live, before. So that's, so I kind of had to learn love, day by day, and then through my experience with my ex, and yeah, I'm just, where I am now.
Wow.
So back then, love to you was
Love to
what?
me was like what you said. It was mostly like quite superficial, or as long as two people can carry a conversation, which is, if you realize now, like most people, if you meet, you can carry a conversation with them. But last time when we,
Oh, okay.
last time when we
Uh-huh.
used to like be very like, closed off and shy because we're not really comfortable with ourselves yet.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
When we find someone that we can have that conversation with and that we can be comfortable with, then we immediately think that, oh, like I like this person.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So that when you said that, I was like, oh my God, that's me. So,
And we kind of
so
intersect some sort of way.
yeah. Okay, I'll just share mine then.
Yes.
So for me, I didn't really like anyone, and I was a pretty awkward person.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Can vouch for this.
like I'm like I don't know if I'll say I'm an introvert, but if it comes to like guys, I get so awkward, especially if it's like
Oh.
one-to-one situation. Like if I had to walk to the bus stop and like my guy classmate walks with me,
Uh-huh.
in my head I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I have to talk.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Ichi.
But
Oh.
no, yeah, but if it's like a group of guys and me, I'm totally chill. It's just like that one-to-one.
Oh.
Yeah.
And like I feel like even now, I still can't stare at a person in the eye for a long time because I'll feel so awkward.
Except
So
me.
okay, yeah, but different case. So back then I was a very awkward person. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
And when it comes to like guys liking me, I will get so stressed out because like girls can pick up when guys are interested.
Oh, yes.
Like
Most
in
of
a
the time,
split second,
yeah.
you just
And
know.
most of the time, I don't know but I act dumb because I don't want to, like I don't want it to be awkward because once I know that the guy likes me or they confess, then I get so awkward because I don't know how to like be around them anymore
Hmm.
without
Understandable, yeah.
knowing. So yeah, I when a guy like so my ex was like he was in the same class as me. Like when he started talking to me, because he's like a pretty extroverted person. Like he talks to everyone.
Oh.
But when he talked to me, and like I didn't feel awkward. Like I felt relatively comfortable. So then I was like, huh, maybe I like him or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because there was that comfort that there wasn't any awkwardness, which I feared a lot.
Yeah.
So just based on that alone, I was like,
Yeah. Because you felt comfortable around him. So
yeah. So I would say same thing. I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, you can talk to me? That's great. Okay.
that's a first.
Wow, 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 Chi.
Yeah. It was the first like before that I was like I didn't know. I was just going with it, and for the longest time I was like, do I not like guys at all? Like
Oh.
is there something wrong with me? Are my standards too high? Do I even have standards?
Oh, that's a lot of
So
thoughts.
yeah, because I didn't like any guy, so I was questioning
Oh,
myself.
it's normal.
Uh, yeah, so that was love then. But I guess love to me now is a lot more deeper, kind of like you guys. It's like even though they can talk to me, you have to look at many other aspects of it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
So yeah, that was kind of what love was then, even if it's even considered love.
At different levels, it can be,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely way different. I mean,
So yeah,
I guess
what?
we can talk about how we view love now and our experiences now, because I think it's definitely very important.
I mean,
To
I think we can talk about our first ex and what we learned from that.
oh
Like what made us realize that it's not
oh
Richie,
what it
Richie.
seems.
oh oh that's gonna have to dig some grave that buried long ago, but gotta.
Oh, are you okay with that?
No, it's fine. I don't mind talking about it.
We're all emotionally healed now from that.
Yes,
Are we?
very sure, very sure.
just
Uh,
just making sure, we
mm,
don't wanna.
I signed the sheet. Don't worry about it.
Whoa, what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Okay.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, 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 no,
I got so confused.
no. Well, I guess I'll start. Uh, so like as I like said, like how I had like not really official relationships before having like a proper one. So it
Mhm.
kind of like leads up, and so like I think this first proper relationship that I had was in my boarding school. She was like a year below me. So age doesn't really matter to me as long we think maturely, and yeah.
Mhm.
But we had our nice times. It was a boarding school, and we lived in the same house, so like we see each other like every day. So that was pretty good. And she was from Hong Kong as well. Uh, so it was nice, when we go back, fly back to Hong Kong, we get to meet each other, uh, just keep in touch and all. But that kind of the relationship that I had was a bit kind of toxic, as well as kind of I didn't really think it through, you
In
know.
what sense?
Uh, so like I didn't get to know her long enough before we decided to get together. I
Also,
can
you didn't
Yeah.
really know how she would like be in different situations.
Yeah, so like as I got to know her, like the way that she act and behave uh, among other people compared to me is like different.
Mm.
But I didn't really experience that because I kind of don't really see her or hang around with her when she's with other people. It was only just like either me and her and like one friend. So it was like the
Okay.
close friend group. So like she would treat me like nicely, and I enjoyed it. Uh, so I was like, let's give it a try. And then as it went on, I got to like really see who she is. But I thought, I hearing from people saying how she is, I choose not to believe it, because you like that
Yeah.
person, you don't see their flaws, that uh it's not that important to you.
Mm.
But like I kind of slowly picked it up, and I thought I could try to help her and fix her, but obviously I don't really believe in that after that. But
Hmm.
anyways, so slowly on and on, as weeks pass, I thought to myself, like, I really can't take it. I don't want to be in a relationship where my partner doesn't treat other people well. That's
Hmm.
one thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's that's
Ryan.
uh-oh. That sounds like we have
Oh, nailed
sounds like we
that.
have similar story, but yeah, like like, you can be nice to me and I can enjoy the time with you, but if I see, you not
Oh,
treating
sorry.
other that's
Continue.
fine. That's fine. So like, yeah, if I see you not treating other people nicely and respectfully, I that's kind of a turn off for me. So I decided to break it off, and yeah.
Aggressively nodding, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my
You go,
story.
girl. You go.
But I now I really want to hear Ryan's one, because I feel like it's gonna
Okay,
be
okay,
interesting as well.
Ryan, why
But
don't you go
Like,
next?
oh my god, Roy's story like felt so short. I feel like mine's gonna be like, um,
Keep it concise.
yes,
okay,
yes.
I'll try.
I like the main
So,
stuff.
I was kind of debating with Weichi before the podcast whether to like drop the bomb. Then
Oh.
um, yeah, my ex is a guy.
Ming.
And hopefully nobody from church sees this or like hears this. So
Oh.
yep,
Oh,
whoop,
right.
yep. But anyway, um, yeah, I'm not gonna like go into detail because I don't want to disclose who he is because I want to respect him and his privacy and everything.
Mhm.
But so we were together for 9 months, and he was from Hong Kong, which is from where
Oh.
Roy is.
Wow. Represent, I guess.
And then
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Represent.
long story
I don't think
short,
you want to represent this
no,
one.
I don't think
Okay.
so. Yeah, we dated most of last year, and then long story short, he kind of moved to Singapore for me.
Whoa.
Um, yeah, and we lived together, and that whole thing. And yeah, and then my parents know him, and then his grandparents know me. So that was how it is, and yeah, we even traveled together and
Wow.
did the whole thing. Um, and like Roy said, usually at the start, because we're still at sort of like a naive phase in our life, and I think we still are, which is why I'm still like sort of okay being single because I feel like I still am naive, but I'm at a place where I'm self-aware to know that I'm naive, you know.
Good.
Because when you're younger, you're naive, but you don't know it, and you still jump
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
called blinded by love.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I jumped in without knowing, like, not all of his personality, and the red flags only came out when I started to like after I started to invest feelings.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so uh, he would there would be a lot of episodes where he would treat people poorly and he would be really rude to them. He had a mindset, like I don't know whether it was how he was brought up, but his mindset was, if you treat me badly, I'm going to treat you badly twice as hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, but if you're nice to me, then I'll be nice to you. You know, that kind of thing. And it wasn't really a pleasant environment to be in, especially when uh, we spend a lot of time together and we have a lot of meals, and there will be even episodes at like restaurants or like public transport or that kind of thing. I'm surprised we didn't get like videoed or like whatever because I was
Oh,
Whoa.
was it that bad?
Whoa.
yeah I was
Okay.
so
Damn.
stressed
Okay.
that of like the kind of situation that he put me in, and he wasn't even self-aware that that people were staring or that kind of thing.
Oh.
Damn.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one part. And another part was that he was really insecure. Um, and that led to a lot of like frustration within our relationship because he would always assume the worst out of me.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like so he's 5 years older.
Okay.
And I don't think it's his first relationship. So, but maybe some things in the past may have led him to be insecure. But for me, this was my first relationship. So it was the first time that I had like a very strong feeling of jealousy, and I didn't really know how to navigate through that. So both of us were quite insecure. So it wasn't really
Mhm.
a stable relationship to begin with. So I would also doubt him sometimes.
Recipe for disaster.
Yeah. And like Roy said again,
Yes.
you see the
Vigorous
paradox.
thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like my friends would tell me about red flags that they see in him, but I would keep on defending him.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I would always, yeah, Wei she included, yes.
I.
And yeah, I would always look past them because I would value my feelings for him over my friend's opinion, which honestly is kind of a dick move. But I mean, when you get emotionally involved, that happens, and you learn from it. Yeah, so I felt like I was a bit too young to be in this relationship, and I also don't think that we were on the same wavelength, and we had kind of different um, like personal values. So I didn't see it
Yep.
going like long term. So I actually ended it on the 9-month mark.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I thought I would last for another 2 years with him,
Damn.
but
Wow.
in the end I came around and I really valued my own love for myself because I felt that I would distance myself even more away from my friends, or I feel I like almost I would feel like I would lose my identity if I continued to be in the relationship. Yeah. Uh, and I've just learned a lot in the past. So it's been around 8 months. I've learned a lot about um, just loving yourself and knowing your worth, and um, yeah, just yeah, looking out for red flags and people. And yeah,
Wow.
but we'll get to you know, how to navigate and how to, you know, heal and that whole process of the relationships. Yeah, after.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
oh, that's heavy, yo.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I really dropped the ball, did I?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think it's that big of a bomb, honestly. Like,
Well, I
it's
guess
whatever.
the gender part.
It's whatever, you know. It's
Yeah.
It's 20
whatever.
it's 2020
Alright.
we
Many,
accept.
many
It's 2020,
Yes.
exactly.
We
We're
accept.
accepting here, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
Chi, your turn.
Me,
How should you start?
how do I start? Well,
No,
my first.
again, it's about your experience with your ex, and then how you know how what happened, and like yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so from picking up from before, obviously I was very awkward, so he kind of like not made it awkward for me, which I thought was like it was the first time that I didn't feel awkward with a guy. And I guess I just fell for that. And then I don't know, I felt like he was kind of like a selfish guy.
Oh, coming out
And
strong.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Starting
then,
text.
All right.
well, I know,
Okay.
right? Like,
No,
I
no,
know
it's fine.
who's
It's fine.
here.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so he's kind of like I felt he was a selfish guy because he didn't really like think about how I feel and stuff. And I don't know, I was just very blinded and gullible. And like he kind of lied a lot, and I just I just believed all of them.
Like what kind of? You can be very you can be very brief about it and like general.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god, he's from Hong Kong as well.
Wait, what's? Wait, what? What is this? What is this? Hey, yo,
I think
Hong Kong's having a bad rap, man. It's having a bad
bro, I
rap.
think you should stop representing Hong Kong.
I,
It's not a good
I don't know what we're exporting out to Singapore, but I don't think it's doing very well so far.
Uh, uh,
Uh,
uh.
anyways,
So,
yeah.
anyways,
Yes.
so he kind of, oh my god, he kind of lied about what he's doing. Like he kind of lied about like, cause there was this one time he went back to Hong Kong and he said he was doing this. He said he was modeling, but
Oh.
I didn't believe it. I don't know if it's true or not, but like I keep asking for receipts and he
Whoa.
never sent any.
Oh,
So
okay.
I mean, aside from that, there's just many small things, and like a lot of people around me didn't like him, and like a lot of people from class, like he's like an egoistic person.
Oh.
Like I'm still kind of muddled around like around that relationship. Like I don't exactly like know what, but I guess that was kind of toxic in a sense that I don't know, like in a sense that I just didn't really think it through. I just thought it was puppy love and like I just went with the flow
Mm-hmm.
without really thinking about how he is with other people. I mean, he's an okay guy. It's just his ego can get to him, and his ego is like really inflated. Oh my god, I hope none of the people who know him are watching this, but they probably are. That's why I'm trying so hard not to like
yeah.
say anything bad. I
Oh.
guess what I okay, I'm not gonna like drag him on the ground. So it was also kind of like me that I didn't really know what I wanted. And I
Mm.
didn't really know if what I was feeling is like love or like crushing or anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I thought I was. But there was this one time where he told me like, I don't think you actually like me. And that kind of hit me because
Oh.
I was like, I wonder what makes him say that. And I thought about it and I guess I kind of get it. Is that I wasn't really invested in the relationship. I was just going with the flow,
Mm.
not really thinking much.
Mm.
And yeah, we broke up after. And I feel what I learned from the relationship is that I shouldn't be gullible and I shouldn't just jump in.
Yeah.
Like, just because he can talk to me
Yeah.
doesn't mean I like him.
Yeah.
uh, I guess that's what I have from it. A little different from you guys's because it wasn't exactly toxic. It was just me not knowing what love is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess relationship is kind of like a trial and error, you know. You learn during your relationship, and then you know what you're gonna look for next time. Well, hopefully not a lot of next time. Hopefully you find the right person, but you know, you at least you get a sense of what kind of things you're looking for, and that works out for you.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I just want to save myself by saying I hope he's better now and I hope he treats girls well now. Please don't
Always.
come at me.
Always.
I'm really
Yeah.
We're all bigger.
oh my god.
We're all bigger people. Don't worry. We're all bigger people.
I don't want to offend him. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I wish my ex well as well. I think he's still in Singapore, but I hope he's happy and yeah.
I mean, all I have to say is we were all young. You know, we made dumb mistakes. That's
Yeah.
all. And like we've all grown from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my personal experience on my first ex. I would say what I learned from it is that I should be more aware and look at things outside of the two of us.
Yeah.
Like see how they interact with friends, see how they deal with situations that are more stressful.
Yep.
Like how they would like if something made them angry or like what made them angry and just things like that. Like it really kind of shows you a more holistic view of that person
Yeah,
Oh, for
definitely.
sure.
that you can make a better judgment.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
real
that brings
heavy
us
stuff.
on. Oh, did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just saying it was real heavy ick stories that we just listened.
No, I think
No, I think it was
it's
quite quite.
that is what we call first love. First love, but first relationships. Yeah,
Yeah.
first relationships are never good.
I mean, there are the
At least that's
small few that they were like, you know, those kind of, you hear of those like stories where it's like childhood sweethearts and then they grow
Oh yes.
married.
oh my god. But you
Yeah.
shouldn't believe that, you know.
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
very
It's
rare.
like a
Very
yeah,
rare.
it happens to you, then good for you. God
Yes.
bless you. But it's also good
very
to be
lucky.
realistic about it. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. What does it take for a successful relationship? Or at least going
Oh.
into a new relationship, what do you think you need to do before going in?
I think we all can like pick one, like one like strong value that the relationship needs to have, so that we don't like keep on repeating each other.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
first.
Uh, definitely.
I'll start.
Okay. Yeah.
Huh?
Go for it. No. Yeah. Yeah. Go
I'll
for it. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Because
Hi.
I have fun.
Yes.
Well, what I learned from my previous relationships, and after that, when I've been single for so long, so that relationship was like in secondary school as well, like the end of secondary school. So it's been like 4 years since then, and like I've learned a lot from that relationship and the 4 years in between. Is that you yourself need to depend on yourself for your own happiness before you go into a relationship,
Mm.
because some people are me included before depended on people for my own happiness, and that's kind of toxic, because once you depend on them for your happiness, when there's something that they didn't do, or that or if there is a problem between you guys,
Mhm.
it's hard, because you get so attached to them that you don't really see what it is that you yourself like need to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I before going into my current relationship, I made it a point to make sure that I myself am happy, so that if the relationship doesn't work, I'm not totally destroyed, because
Yeah.
he's not the one that makes me happy, because I make myself happy.
Mm.
Mhm.
So then you can go in with a more open mind and like not so attached,
Yeah.
like emotionally attached. Although being emotionally attached is important.
I mean, you'll obviously be sad if you guys break up.
Yeah, of
But I think
course.
like the root of it is that your happiness is still like, it comes from inside first. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will basically, like, if you depend on them for happiness, then it would make the relationship a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm saying. So I'm
And
saying,
pain as well.
yeah, a lot. So yeah, be happy
It's
and before
a
you
lot
go into
about
a
it's a
relationship.
lot about not two halves coming together, but more of like
It's
two
one
poles
plus
coming together.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like a half plus half. Exactly.
Mhm.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, so that's me on a successful relationship, or at least a better relationship.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Ryan.
So for me, I think um I think all of us will like all of our points will be like the things you should look out for. But I think the one that strikes out most for me is about like a strong sense of communication between the two people.
Mm.
Because I see the relationship, there's a romantic side, but there's also a partnership side. I feel like you do need to have great communication between the two partners, because I feel like that if there's no communication, then there's no trust.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will lead to a lot of frustration and unnecessary stress, and just things that will sort of spoil the relationship, or the magic of relationship, whatever that is. But yeah, I think what I personally want to do with my future partner would be to, and I mean, I kind of did it in my previous relationship as well, because when I was in that relationship, I already saw value in this, which is to have like regular check-ins with each other, like how are we doing, how do you feel in the relationship, and then I would say how I would feel in the relationship as well, so that we are constantly on the same page. And because when the moment we are not on the same wavelength, then you're gonna feel like you're alone in this partnership, and that what you don't want is for you guys to be supposedly in a relationship, but the way you live your life is like you're living your life individually. Then what's the point of having a relationship? Yeah.
Wow.
So check-ins.
So what? Sorry.
Check-ins and communication is important.
Communication. Yeah, because I think that I think communication will really build the foundation of the relationship. And it's conversations that need to be sort of established and brought up very early in the relationship before.
Definitely.
Before
I feel like
stuff only like years down the road, and then the amount of emotional burden that it has on you is even greater. So
I feel like with communication, it's a way to prevent misunderstanding between
Yes, for sure.
because different people love differently. So communication kind of creates an avenue of common understanding to let your partner know how you go about loving them.
Yeah. Which
Like-
is what
like-
what you guys
yeah.
talked about in the previous episode. So
Hey,
Yeah.
yes.
Love languages.
Woo.
See? Because because different people love differently, right? If you don't know how people show their love, or if like what they do seems like they're doing nothing, then you have to think back and like talk to them, like how it is that they are showing it, so that you can see that the effort they put in.
I don't want to eat too much into the whole love language thing, but my idea of, I mean, my like how I see love language is that it's really important, and I think without it, you're just gonna expect that your partner's love language is the same as yours, and if you give it, you're gonna expect them to like take it with grace and take it like completely, and then give you back the same thing. But it's not always the case, and most of the time isn't the case as well.
What is your love language?
Oh.
Me?
Oh, yes.
I thought like it's like a ranking system. So,
Yeah. It is a ranking system.
yeah, so my strongest is quality time, and then touch. So yeah.
Was it the same as Yuchi?
Mine's quality time.
Yeah.
Touch isn't touch.
Touch wasn't that low, I remember.
Touch was like middle, I think.
Yeah, will not be at the bottom for me.
What's at the bottom for you?
Gifts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that would make sense. Yeah, I can see that. I thought touch was the top for you.
No lah.
Okay.
Yeah, meaningless touch is bad.
Oy.
I'm not saying meaningless. I mean like hugs and all that. Like just basically.
No, I feel like the top two are like it's by like a very close margin.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Roy, what
Oh,
do you think is most important besides communication and your own independent happiness?
well, uh, I think mine is kind of connected to both of what you said. Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Respect can be either between both of you as well as respect for other people, as we've talked about with how your partner treats with other people. So, with respect, you gotta respect each other's decision, whatever you make. So, and then it comes with understanding, communication. Talk through what you want so that the partner can respect you for how you think, how you're thinking, and what you're expecting out of the relationship. Uh, I'm kind of blurred now. Yeah. So like yeah. Okay. So as she also said, like being happy going to a relationship, your partner has to understand your point of view, how what your emotional state is
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship. If you're not satisfied, the partner has to understand that,
Yeah.
respect why you're being sad, and like if you break up, hopefully it's not a bad breakup. You respect your both mutual decision into why this is happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then for with other people, it's best to see how your partner treats other people, respecting them. uh you know it's just like it's
So
such.
it's uh-huh.
Sorry, you saying?
It's like seeing their point of views and not shutting it down.
Yes.
A
And
lot
like
of mutual,
mhm,
a lot of mutual respect. Because if you don't have that, then you're not even going to want to listen to the your partner's point of view.
So
yeah.
that would kind of be a selfish thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna touch on the selfish part. I don't know if you can
Okay.
agree. I don't know if you would, if both of you agree with this, but sometimes being in a relationship, you have to be a bit of selfish. Thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god. So I yeah
maybe
yeah.
like
So you continue first. Yeah.
so like maybe like if it's uh, in a point of time where both of you are like arguing, uh, you have to think for yourself. If this relationship might be worth it. You have to
Yeah.
think for your own happiness at times, but as I said, respect, communication. You have to understand their point of view as well. But when it comes to time where you don't think things are working out, you have to take a selfish approach, think for yourself.
That is kind of, it ties in with what Weichi said, which is that's part
Mhm,
of loving yourself and being whole. Because if you gave everything to your partner, you won't
mhm,
even think about yourself, and you won't even
Mm-hmm.
be
mhm,
selfish. You will just give in, which is kind of toxic to me.
mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, like yeah, sometimes being
Okay.
selfish is
Yeah.
important. But yeah, respect,
I'll
respect.
add on to that. Yeah. Like you kind of helped me explain how happiness depending on someone for happiness would be a bad thing. So
Mhm,
like depending on someone for happiness would kind of, when it comes to arguments and all, it kind of causes you to give in because
mhm,
you don't want to lose that person, because then you're losing the person you depend on for
Yeah,
your
the
own
piece of
happiness,
you.
and that would create a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
mhm.
Like people stay just because they're afraid of leaving.
Yeah, because if you already like, if you're not whole and that person is filling up your void, then if you lose the person, means you're losing part of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
What was I gonna say? Uh, yeah,
uh,
yeah. So like
being selfish. Think
uh,
about yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At some point in time in a relationship, if things aren't working out, or just like a self reflection on yourself, think for yourself. And then if your partner has a respect for you and understands you, then things will go as it is. But in a relationship, I really treasure the respect aspect of my partner, in particular how she treats other people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Respect inwards and respect outwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm, good.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. red flags to avoid.
Okay. Let's
Oh.
let's get really brief for this one since we're like
Yes.
an hour in.
Yes.
Oh gee, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's be quick. We got one more after this.
Okay, what's like the biggest pet peeve of like the worst red flag that you could find that you will not want to see in your next partner?
Well, first of all, someone fresh out of a relationship, never
Yeah.
date someone that's just got out of a relationship because that's a rebound.
Ooh,
I
interesting.
mean,
Interesting thought.
well, I agree and disagree. It depends on their maturity level
Mm.
and depends on their age. Okay, age doesn't really matter. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just wouldn't risk it, you know.
yeah, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of their feelings are very fragile. But as Ryan said, depending on their maturity, if they can, get over
that
it.
level maybe
Yeah.
softer.
Yeah. Mm.
But there is a danger of them trying to replace you with their ex, which is a very bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah, the
And
thing
never
is, you just never know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. What are the red flags, like the person
Ross, do you
themselves?
wanna say yours?
Do we want to say again, like, how the person treats other people? Because I think we said very strongly
Yeah,
about
I
it.
guess that could be considered a red flag. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there's still other more red flags, red flags.
For me, definitely, mutual trust.
Mm.
Trust, like if like okay, so the red flag is if you are possessive.
Mm.
So
Clingy
say more in a
tight.
practical way. Like,
So-
what do you mean by that? What does the
So
person
if,
do?
if like the person, like if you're going out late, then the person thinks you're going to see a different person.
Oh.
So
like-
if that person is insecure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
No, but
That
okay,
is a red
but the
flag.
difference between being insecure and possessive is different. I think it's a different degree. You can be insecure, and I think some level of insecurity is good because you know that the person cares. But above that, you cannot let the insecurity lead to possessiveness. The insecurity has to be dealt with communication.
Actually, yeah, everyone is insecure about something. I shouldn't say insecure. I think,
Possessive. I would possessive. That
Okay.
you restrict your partner's actions and his or her plans, to make yourself feel secure.
Mm.
Also controlling
Yeah,
your partner.
And yeah,
Okay.
Someone controlling?
like manipulative,
Is that what?
control,
Oh.
possessive.
But then again, you'll never really like. I feel like if a person is manipulative, it's hard for you to see. Then
Yeah.
maybe you have to depend on your friends to let you know.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I feel that no matter what, whether you're going through a breakup or you are in a relationship, I think that a very strong support group is very important because you get people to keep you in check and people to, if you're going through a breakup, you have friends to tell you that you're worth more than what you think you are,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's not the end of the world. We are so young.
Yes.
And we have so much to live for, and just friends to keep us rooted. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Roy, did you say?
All I can think of is just how you treat other people. That's like
Yeah.
the biggest thing that came out of,
Yeah, just be kind to people.
like, it's just such a turn on if you're like, really nice to people, showing respect, being kind. That's like it tells a lot about a person of how they treat other
The way
people.
they treat others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Well, this is okay. We're coming to the end. We're coming to the end. So this is just a rant.
Oh, listening. Oh my goodness. God bless you. Thank you so much.
This is like a little circle of like sharing experiences. So now we're talking about open relationships, and we'll end with that. Like, what
Oh,
do you think about open relationships?
ooh,
I feel it
it's
depends
like
on.
a bonus.
I feels like depending on the
Mhm.
person. I personally can't really take it because I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like emotionally attached person because I'm like kind of emotional person. So
Yeah.
I can't really see myself having a partner who's also seeing other people
Mm-hmm.
while being in a relationship with that person. If I'm
Yeah.
in a relationship with my partner, I think it's strictly just with us. You can
Yeah.
have friends, you can have your best friends and stuff, but I just don't really see my
Mm.
partner having feelings with other people. Because, potentially she might end up going for them rather than me, and it'll be hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Brian?
So for me, I stand with Roy in saying that I do want a monogamous relationship. Uh, as of now,
Mm,
in my community, open relationships is actually very common.
okay.
And I have had talks with people that are older than me and are in open relationships before because I was very curious and I was sort of very perplexed also to how it worked and they could still be happy after like 10 or 12 years of being together. Um, I think for them, they know how to discern physical and emotional. And when they reach a point where they feel like the physical eats into the emotional, then they're already at a stage of communication and trust with each other that if that happens to either one of them, they will um, talk about it. And and whether or not they want to move forward as a couple
Hmm.
or part ways, it will be up to them. Because if you leave your partner for someone that you met, it just means that you didn't love your partner enough.
Mm.
So, like, key to an open relationship, at least in,
Communicate.
the people you know, communication.
Yeah. So, um, I would say that people that are in the people that I have had conversations with about open relationships, um, usually they maybe once or twice among like the few years that they like meet other people, they would like feel something different for like some people, but they would get over it because they see that what they have with their partner is for life. And
So,
any like sort of like sexual tension or like
uh-huh.
attraction that they have for a third party is not gonna last,
Mm.
and it's just gonna be a temporary feeling, you know. Yeah,
So
and I
why
think
why
and I think these people also that are in open relationships have the discipline to cut off the tie when they realize that the physical has eaten into the emotional.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I
so let
think.
me get this right. I just want to ask a question, like, because I mean, I'm more of like a one-to-one relationships. I just want to understand why people go into open relationships.
Well, I think it's because they feel like the physical like the physical their like physical needs and like after maybe years are not cannot be fulfilled by one person
Okay.
only, and then it's only
Mm.
and then I guess it's their opinion and how they feel in themselves because the like you rather have a healthy open relationship than a monogamous relationship that has infidelity.
Mm.
So so basically an open relationship, if I got this correctly, is you have one guy that you are emotionally invested in and
Yeah.
another guy that you are physically invested in. Though you're also physically invested in the one that you have emotions with.
It could be either. It could be you only have emotions for the person, but you partake in sexual activity with people outside of your relationship, or it could be both. You still partake in sexual activity with your partner and also outside. So it's just really up to the relationship and couple and how both of them feel comfortable. Because I think that not all open relationships are the same. It really depends.
Yeah,
on
of course, of
Mhm.
course. It depends on the person.
So different different open relationships have different boundaries, you know. But definitely, what's the most important for them is they have to be on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're
I
not,
kinda
if you're not on the
just-
same page, then it's a gone case. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just can't wrap my mind on a scenario where you are emotionally invested in both your relationships, in
So
both
like I said
people.
before, like if that ever arises, then the primary partnership, the primary relationship, they will have to have that conversation about it.
Mm.
So it's like a primary and like a side
No, but
person that.
not just side. It can be multiple people. Yeah.
Okay. I just like I get the two people like sexual satisfaction, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's ever a case where it's emotional and emotional.
Oh, that'll be
No,
too
Yeah, that's what I was
too
trying to think
too
of.
sticky,
No,
too
no.
sticky.
As in, if it ever comes that, and one of them decides to develop the emotional from the external as well as the internal, or even worse, it develop the one in the external and downgrade the one in the internal, then he just doesn't love his
So
partner.
it's not really an equal between the two partners when we're talking about open relationships.
No, so basically you have to be an equal if you want to pursue an open
With
relationship.
both people? I mean
What do you mean?
like so there's three people. So we're
No,
just
it's not
focusing
three
on
people. It's like two people.
No,
and-
let's say okay.
The main partner, the main
no,
partner.
Yeah, that's what I was
There's no side hoe. There's no like, mistress or like. It's just two people, and they have their own circle of people that they
okay.
live with, and then
I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay,
if they yeah, because I know what you're talking about. Because if there's one outstanding external person, then that's a problem.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
They-
was what I was thinking.
So ideally, that nobody stands out, and it's just fulfill physical needs, and then I like that kind of thing. And then the thing that they always say, like, I can go out and I can go and sleep with people, but who do I come home to, and who do I wake up with?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think we should end it because it's very long.
Well, before we end,
Random question.
yes, before we end, we have a segment that's just random question of the day. Literally random question, like any kind of question.
Is it like asked by someone or like?
Oh,
was
well,
it just...
it's open to all. So today's random question is, what food do you absolutely hate?
Oh my goodness, totally not
Coriander,
related to the topic.
celery. Oh my god.
Okay,
those are
mine's
stuff.
celery. Mine's definitely celery, but I don't agree with you. Coriander. Coriander's the best.
I don't like coriander.
I hate coriander. Roy, you like coriander?
What? Oh my god. Oh man.
Disgusting.
Coriander's the best. Just
I say mine is like ladies' fingers.
Really? I kind of like
Oh.
those. Is it because
It's-
it's like slimy?
Yeah, it's slimy. I can't.
is
Yeah.
that a fruit or vegetable?
No, it's a
Oh,
vegetable.
It's
Oh.
a vegetable. We'll put it up here.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Right? It's like, oh, whatever.
Like it's also called like okra. Or something.
Oh, okra. Oh, okra is perfect.
Never had that.
Okra's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've pretty much covered quite a lot about relationship and
Oh my
exes.
god, that was so random. Like.
Yeah, it's literally a random question, really random.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we kind of talked quite a lot, and it's really insightful to have Ryan today to talk about his
thanks for having
experience.
me.
I hope all of you guys enjoyed our podcast today, and hopefully, we'll see you guys very soon with our next
We
podcast.
haven't decided what's next, but
Well,
when
yeah.
we do, we'll see you.
Yes. All right.